Hi, how you doing? There's snow on the ground. It came yesterday. That means I'm officially done outside for the season. I'm pretty sure that snow will stay. There's more predicted for the week, but it's been a good growing year. Anyways, that means I have moved into the house and I will continue any growing that I want to do or have to do. I'm going to do that inside the house. It's a struggle to find a place inside the house where maybe you could set up some grow lights, move some pots, some soil, all that kind of stuff. It's a bit of a struggle to find somewhere in the house where you can do that. Good news is you don't need a lot of space. I've taken this fairly underused storage room in our basement and I've converted it into a grow room for myself, and I thought I'd give you a little tour of what goes on in here. My name is Sharon. I garden on a large yard in a small town in East Central Saskatchewan, Zone 3. Welcome to MySaskGarden. So my grow room is in a room that was actually intended as a basement bathroom when we had the house built, but it was never developed. For a few years we used it as storage, and I had my grow lights in my craft room. This room is about 5 feet wide, maybe 10 feet long, and it's insulated and drywalled but not finished. I have shelving and grow lights, and then more shelving and places to put things. And then I have a small work area. I think it's only about 4 feet. And I'll tell you, that small space in here definitely forces me to keep well organized. So on the work area here, I have my tidy tray. I talked about that in another video that was about Christmas gardener's list, I think. And I really like this. I can keep soil in it, and it keeps everything nice and neat. Pot in here and whatever you need to do. I really like this tray, and it's called a tidy tray. I have this light here, which I really like because if I needed to inspect something fairly close up, then I can do that. I tend to pin things over here that really aren't necessary for pinning. I just keep a few odd little things here. There should be a dibbler floating around there somewhere, some gloves, and a couple of trays, and that's only for the messy stuff that I keep these. Good use for baking trays that you no longer use. Under here I have I keep some things soil moist. I have some fertilizers in here, BTK, and one of those little pH test kits, which I should pull out and use one of these days. Anyways, I just keep, a variety of things that you tend to want. Some bags, some twine, wet ones, and a tiny little sieve in case I need one, and then some different kinds of cloths for cleaning and wiping and what have you. I also have here, I have a hard water tap that came in, and when I say hard water, I mean it doesn't go through the softener. And I keep a pail of water pretty much all the time. I use this for watering my houseplants as well as whatever needs to go in here. And I just find it beneficial for the water to sit for a bit, and I don't know, chlorine dissipates and whatever. And it warms up some. And I do like to have room temperature water available. On this shelving unit, I have various things that a person likes to have. Those deli containers are great for maybe providing some humidity for a little thing of seeds or starting seeds. I use those quite often. Going down, I have different bottles of things. There's a spray bottle of water, a spray bottle of alcohol, and some mixed up end-all. There's a jug in there that I like to have. Moving down again, I have my seeds, and I keep most of my seeds just in a shoebox, or see paper bags. You can see there, that's how I keep my seeds. And then on the next shelf I keep a whole bunch of different sized pots, nursery containers, and there's a variety of sizes. I bring them in for the winter mostly because I sometimes can't get to the greenhouse. I often can't get to the greenhouse. And so I just keep a big variety of things there. And then on the very bottom shelf are all the different, all the trays and covers that I have. And on this side, not very far away from the other shelving unit, it's just on the other side, I keep more pots, and these are the ones that are intended for the house plants. All my terracotta and anything that is not a nursery container I keep here. And I've got a little table here. In this tote I have soil that I brought in from the greenhouse. That's Pro Mix High Porosity, or HP. That's my go-to for soil. This is a little soaking tray that I use when I maybe just have a couple of small nursery containers started with seeds. I can soak them in there, soak from the bottom. And in this tote, I use this tote actually to mix up soil. Well, perhaps I wouldn't now that I have a tidy tray. But I have some perlite, some vermiculite, and some cactus soil, and a bag of silica grit. That's what that is. More big pots over there, a few. And down here underneath the table, I ordered a full box of nursery containers, flats, and I ordered that some time ago. This is the grow light stand. I bought this stand in 1994, and so that makes it 30 years old. I have used it extensively every year since. So if you're a gardener and you wonder if spending the money as an investment, it is definitely worth it to get a grow light stand, or at least good grow lights, and somewhere that you could set them up well. If you plan on using it every year, for sure, I'm going to say this is an amazing investment. I have used it every year without fail, mostly for starting seedlings, but we changed to LEDs a few years ago, and so now I'm not quite so hesitant to keep the lights on longer, or throughout the year. I keep them on. Last year I think I kept them on for all but 3 months. So I think it was about 3 years ago now that we changed all the bulbs to LED. And our old grow light fixtures on this were fluorescent, and they of course have ballasts for the fluorescent light tubes. We found bulbs on Amazon that would fit these same fixtures and required taking out the ballasts. And when I say fit the fixtures, it's like the fluorescents that have the little two blips on the end of it. That's how they fit into these light fixtures. So we did have to find something that would fit. And you know, we actually did this to, I think, all of the fluorescent fixtures in our basement, in the craft room, in the workroom, in the laundry room, and it brightened all the rooms considerably. So there is that option. I just want to put that out there. If you have fluorescent light fixtures and you think that you'd like to have LED instead, you can get this. And my husband took out the ballasts from the fixtures. It didn't seem like he had a whole lot of trouble. The first one was you know, probably the learning curve, and after that it was just taking them all out very easily. These bulbs are JESLED, J-E-S-L-E-D, and I want to say that not all LED fixtures or light tubes or anything, they're not all created equal. You do have to get high Kelvin, high lumens. You can get way into that with color renditioning, and there's a whole science behind the light bulbs. But mine are 24 watt, 5000 K, which is for Kelvin, and 3000 lumens. They're 4 foot and dual end power. So they're actually listed as shop lights for the garage or warehouse. So just behind here, you can see that I have That's an emergency blanket, that shiny bit. That's tacked up behind there just to reflect the light. I bought that emergency blanket at, I think, Dollarama, so they're not expensive, and I think they are worth it. On here I have a seedling mat, the heat mat. Those bags right at the moment, those I'm trying to start peony seedlings that require a warm treatment and then a cold treatment. I have a couple of geranium cuttings that landed up breaking off when I was bringing in geraniums. That's a couple of sedums. In here I have some succulents that I started from seed, actually seed that was pollinated in my yard. And so I was pretty excited about that, to see what it was going to come up with. And then over here I have a whole bunch of succulents that I'm trying to root. These are aloe in particular, and they suffered from something called an aloe mite, and the plants got all diseased, so I cut off a bunch hoping that these cuttings will not be diseased. And then I brought in a few cuttings of these plants that I just wanted to keep. Down here, not normally, but at the moment I have tomatoes. These are the little longkeeper tomatoes, and they are, for the most part, all ripe at the moment, but I don't normally keep tomatoes down here, only while they're ripening. And then down here I have a few plants that I'm hoping to take cuttings of. This is a lantana that I bought this past year. I'm not sure how to take cuttings of lantana because I think it's sort of a woody stem, but I do like them, and they seem to be thriving under lights. Look at all the new buds. And I did pinch off all of the growth before I brought it in. So all this new growth is just like within the last, 6 weeks, I guess. And look at my geraniums. I potted these up. I had a little video showing, it might have been a short, showing me potting these up. And these ones in particular, because I thought I would grow these next year in a combination. I think they go really nice together. I don't know the variety for certain, but I've been doing a lot of researching, and I just love this one. I love the colors on it. It's kind of that darker red in the center. And I think I found that they are called an interspecific geranium, which is a cross between a zonal geranium, which is the ones we always all grow, and a cross between a zonal and an ivy leaf, which is a hanging geranium, which here in our area you don't find very often, and I do love them. And then these also, I don't know the name. These came in 6-packs from Costco, and they don't put the variety or the name or anything. And this one that I like in particular, out of 18, there was just one, and I think it was a mistake because I don't recall seeing that in any of the other packs either. They were all very specific in the colors, and so yeah, I think maybe I got a little lucky there, and I'm hoping to propagate all of these by cuttings. At the moment, they're sure beautiful. They really like these grow lights. The result of these grow lights is the high output of light, and you don't have to keep them like right on top of the plants. Whereas with the old fluorescents, you do. So in this case, I'm able to keep the fixtures above the plants, and I don't have to keep them right down. I will mention that each of these levels will work independently. I can plug them in independently. At the moment, they're all daisy chained together, and each one I can shut off with a switch, so all three don't need to be lit at the same time. I can run just one. I have them all hooked up onto a timer, a smart plug with a timer. Also, each level will raise and lower just by using that knob. Now, it is a 30-year-old stand, and I've we've had to secure it a little bit with just some clamps to make sure that they don't open up and drop. So that's my little grow room. I'll be spending a lot of time in here over the next few months. Starting mid-December, I'm going to be starting Lysianthus seeds. Right there. I'm pretty excited about those. I've never grown them before. And then in January, it's time for starting onion seeds, and it just continues from there. So I'm looking forward to it. I do enjoy having a space to do some indoor gardening and such. I hope I showed you that you don't need a whole lot of space to have a fairly functional grow room and growing area. Go vertical instead of horizontal or trying to keep everything low. Definitely shelving. And you know, they have great outfits on Amazon now with a grow light stand and grow lights all attached. Spend some time looking at it if you're thinking about it. That's what I would do now. I would definitely go for those kinds. I do like this because of the trays. I never did mention that. The trays are, there's no leaking that can happen because of the type of trays that they are. And they've held up super well. I like my grow light stand. So thanks very much for watching today. I really hope you found it enjoyable or informative or helpful in some way for you. If you did enjoy it, please consider giving me a thumbs up, tell your friends, and hit that subscribe button. Thanks again. See you.